Bubble. The word conjures up happy childhood memories of innocence and fun. Place the word housing in front of it, and innocence and fun are all gone. Here are 15 international cities that are in a housing bubble right now. Number 15. California. Okay, so we know California is not a city, but just give us a second, we're getting there. ManageCasa.com released the stats on the current housing market in California just a week ago and confirmed year over year the growth in California home sales and home prices is shocking. Epic Real Estate Investing listed several cities that would experience or are experiencing housing bubbles, which included Irvine, Santa Rosa, Fremont, San Mateo, and Redwood City. Manage Casa claimed it's the lack of affordably priced homes that is skewing California's home prices upward. Number 14. Vancouver. A headline on Bloomberg from June 15, 2020 read, "The world's second bubbliest housing market starts to look fatigued," referring to Canadian homes. In May 2021, Canadian home sales dropped for the second month in a row. Bloomberg continued that buyers are finding themselves priced out of the market with valuations so stretched. However, as lockdown measures are slowly lifted and people are getting vaccinated, the real estate frenzy is slowing down. Number 13. Sydney. Australia's ranked 15th when it comes to housing bubbles by Bloomberg Economics. It's uncertain if property prices are going to continue rising at the exponential rate it's currently experiencing. The Sunday Morning Herald reported that freestanding property prices are in a bubble, with Sydney up close to 20% in the past year, and similar properties in Melbourne up between 12% and 14%. Louis Christopher, founder of SQM Research, suggests that the market will continue to go up, especially with more buyers than sellers and interest rates remaining so low. And Aluxers, quick reminder to click subscribe if you're keen to not miss any of our daily videos. Number 12. New Jersey. Again, not a city, but stick with us. Tap into Roselle Park, a local news website in New Jersey, published an article in April 2021 stating, "New Jersey residential real estate experts. This market won't slow down anytime soon." CEO of Prominent Properties Sotheby's International Realty, Charles Oppler, told a Tap Into panel that New Jersey experienced a 7.5 statewide gain in units and a 15% increase in median sales price this past year. Demand is up so much that half of all state home sales in 2021 so far have closed above asking price. There are several cities experiencing this bubble, according to NorthJersey.com, including Gloucester, Manalapan, Montclair, and Westfield. Number 11. Zurich. Zurich has one of the world's riskiest housing markets, according to thelocal.ch. This is the first year that Zurich has been at risk of a housing bubble since 2014, according to UBS Bank. They confirmed that Zurich recorded the strongest price growth rate of all Swiss economic regions in the last decade. However, the Swiss aren't exactly poor, as you'll find out when you watch our video, How Rich is Switzerland? Number 10. Hong Kong. At the end of 2020, Hong Kong Business said that Hong Kong grapples with the third highest risk of a housing bubble in the world, scoring 1.84 to tie with Amsterdam. Previously, Hong Kong had ranked number 1, but the housing bubble risk has now shifted to the Eurozone. Property prices in Hong Kong have doubled over the past 10 years, and although the momentum has decreased a little, it's still at a point when even skilled service sector workers can't buy a medium-sized flat. Number 9. Amsterdam. Currently in bubble risk territory is Amsterdam. NetherlandsLive.com affirmed that 3 out of 5 Dutch people expect that the housing bubble will collapse in a number of years. Willem-Jan Koetjes, franchisee of De Hypotheker in Utrecht, says as a result of the soaring house prices and the housing shortage, it's almost impossible to get an affordable home. IamExpat.nl further adds, the demand for housing grossly outweighs the supply, which continues to drive up prices. Indeed, housing in Amsterdam is so expensive that it's been awarded 6th place in the Global Real Estate Bubble Index 2020, beating out the likes of London, New York, and Singapore. Number 8. Paris. Like Amsterdam, Paris is in bubble risk territory according to CNBC. As reported by Quartz, wealthy buyers especially have over the last year found themselves with more cash and a desire for more space, driving up demand for new and existing housing across Asia, Europe, and the US. Paris is the most expensive place to live in France, with property prices around 60% more expensive than other areas, such as Lyon and Bordeaux. Long-term rentals in France.com states the average price per meter squared is €10,460, compared to Lyon at €4,750 per square meter. The real estate bubble index score for Paris was 1.68 according to UBS's Global Real Estate Bubble Index 2020. Number 7. New Orleans. The second oldest neighborhood in New Orleans is seeing a massive increase in the cost of housing. As reported by NOLA.com, development has steadily increased in Algiers, particularly the Point, with more and more businesses opening up and more homes being developed, attracting more families. They continue. Real estate prices are rising. While many Algiers neighborhoods have seen price increases in recent years, the Point appears to be on an even steeper rise. Number 6. Frankfurt. StockApps.com states Munich and Frankfurt have the highest real estate bubble risk in 2020, and Aluxers, that's continued throughout 2021. The UBS's Global Real Estate Bubble Index 2020 confirmed that Frankfurt came second with a real estate bubble index of 2.26. Study author Matthias Halsey claims that Frankfurt is a victim of its own success. Long-term effects of the pandemic could see a reduced rent and less of a need to live in the city center. Number 5. Toronto. CNBC confirms that Toronto is the only major North American city at risk of a housing bubble. Writing for the Financial Post, George Vallis believes it's a housing bubble in Toronto, not a supply squeeze. Comparing the average house prices in Toronto in 2020 to 2021 sees an increase of 6.7%. Overall, house prices in the city have increased by 10% every year for the past 5 years. So, is it a housing bubble or a supply problem? Federal Reserve System former chairman Alan Greenspan says it's only possible to realize if it was a bubble after it bursts. Number 4. Maryland. Okay, again, we know Maryland is not a city, it's a state, but I mean, it is a small one. How hard is it to get a home in Maryland? So hard that one desperate homebuyer offered to name her firstborn after the seller of the house. And Aluxers, that didn't even help her get the house, according to The Atlantic. Much the same as our previous mentions experiencing housing bubbles, Maryland homes are selling at record high prices. Inventory is at record lows. Most homes sell above the asking price, and the times these homes spend on the market is pretty short. Number 3. Warsaw. Over in Poland, Warsaw is experiencing their own housing bubble. As reported by DW.com, rentals remain stubbornly high for many people in Poland. Patrick Pita of a real estate firm Hamilton May in Warsaw claims there have been massive price increases over the past 3 years, and now a new bubble is developing. In new builds, prices rose between 10 and 12%, and by 6% in homes being sold. This return is much better than popping your money into a bank account, claims Magdalena Topolska-Zamek of Deloitte in Warsaw. Number 2. Connecticut. Another state housing bubble. CTPost.com reported home prices continue to surge in Connecticut, where real estate is red hot. Connecticut saw record home sales in 2020, pushing up the median sale prices to record highs. Real estate research firm Warren Group confirmed a 16.6% jump from the previous year, and most Connecticut homes being sold since 2005. Fox affirmed that people know they're paying too much for the houses, and that up to 50+ people put in offers over the asking price. Number 1. Munich. Topping the list of cities experiencing a housing bubble is Munich. Munich scored a real estate bubble index score of 2.35. The local.de brings forward that it's a simple case of supply and demand. Even before COVID, Munich was predicted to be the most overvalued in the global market due to 3 factors: its strong local economy, population growth, and a lack of housing. And Aluxers, it's not just housing that experiences bubbles, as you'll hear in our bonus. But before we get to that, what's your take on the cities experiencing housing bubbles at the moment? We always value your input and joining the conversation in the comments. Now, you stuck with us until the end, of course. Here's your bonus. Asset bubbles have occurred more than once throughout history. There was the Dutch tulip bubble in the 1630s, where the price of tulips reached 20-fold between November 1636 and February 1637, only to lose 99% of its value by May 1637. At some points, it was more expensive to buy tulips than a house. We can also add the South Sea bubble, Japan's real estate and stock market bubble, the .com bubble, and the US housing bubble. Suffice it to say, won't be the last bubble that we experience. Thanks for watching, Aluxers. Please leave us a like. We always appreciate them. And don't forget to subscribe.